to the official first episode of Sisterhoodly Vibes. It is your girl, Princess P. First episode, you'll be getting to know a little bit about us, who we are.
This is D. Felice. I'm currently in Houston, Texas. I've been here for 12 years now. I moved to Houston initially when I was married to my ex-husband, and I just began a life here. I have 2 kids, a boy and a girl. Life has been very unexpected in a lot of ways. I've enjoyed the different experiences. Some of them it's taught me a lot of lessons, what I've gone through. I am currently divorced now. I'm in another relationship. That'll be for a later podcast. And just living life as a single mother partially, and doing the best that I can to raise my kiddos in today's society.
This is Lady T, and I was born and raised in Miami. I'm not too far from there. I live in Broward County. Right now, I am a mother of 3. I am married. It's complicated, so we're going to save that for later. I work in corporate America in aviation. I've known these ladies I knew Felicia first. We met in elementary school. We became close in middle school, speech and debate class, Mr. Martinez. I remember all the details. And then later on, I met Daria in 8th grade. And I want to say I met Dorothy in middle school. And then we've just been close ever since.
Well, I am Lottie Dottie. Born and raised down here in Miami. I am currently in Miami. Actually in Miami. A mother of 3 women. 3 women. And currently I work in healthcare, and I am single. I thought I was ready to mingle, but that's a whole nother topic.
I'm Princess P, born and raised in Miami, Cara City. To be exact, I am currently in the Midwest. I don't need to tell y'all where, just know I be in these Midwest streets. I'm an entrepreneur at heart. I have my hand in several businesses. Have been in corporate America, but entrepreneurship is where my passion and my heart grows. I do not have any children. I am not married. I am currently single, ready to mingle. How the girls and I met, since they want to give y'all some vague stories. I met Lady T, with her in 3rd grade. We got close in 5th grade. Knew of Lottie Dottie because she went to another elementary school and they would come to our elementary school for the gifted program. But her and I did not start getting close until middle school because her uncle and my mom worked together. We kind of got close through that connection. And it was through me and her that her and Tiana got close because me and Tiana were close. And then I met D. Felice through her and Tiana being close. And just kind of we shared, common friends amongst each other. And thank God we had the same things in common, and we were able to it all kind of came together. And I think 8th grade is when everybody by then had known each other. We had gotten close, and then, they just been following me ever since, right? I can't get rid of them.
Nobody been following you.
Not us following you.
So that's kind of how the story goes. That was a brief kind of introduction of kind of who we are, how we met, kind of what we're doing now and where we're at. So we can move into kind of why we started the podcast, and maybe we each have our own like individual stories. But I think for us, I know when COVID hit, things shut down, travel was really, slow. People weren't trying to travel and be around people. And with the distance, between half of us, 50% of us are away from the other two, and vice versa. We wanted to just kind of reconnect. Like we all had a lot going on in life, and really missed each other basically. And it was like, how can we use this time, this kind of shutdown, time to really reconnect? And so we started putting together, these conference calls and to just kind of empower each other, support each other. We wanted to do some, personal development. We did some Bible study, and really just kind of reconnect and grow closer to each other, but also personally develop ourselves. And over the year or two that has kind of grown, we've added a little bit of, like fitness workout, like health and wellness. And I would say, a couple months ago, I think it kind of, with the rise or increase in podcasts and seeing, what people are putting out there, especially in the Black community, no shade to anybody, but I think we felt like there was this like corner missing for Black women, showing like authentic sisterhood. And there's some great podcasts out there that, are specifically focused on, maybe it's just dating, Black women dating. Maybe it's just, Black culture news, or maybe it's, there's like what Black Girls Heal, and it's talking about, self-care. But for me, I didn't see a podcast that looked like, for normal women, for diverse women from these different areas of life, with as many years of friendship that, we've had, really just sharing, true, authentic stories. And so we started talking about it. And I think for me, that's kind of why I was on board.
I want to say, and I want to add, nothing to take away, but it's a genuine relationship. Um, we may have some disagreements.
Mm-hmm.
We may have sometimes where we're mad at each other, but honestly, we don't call each other out our names. We've never physically fought, at least none that I can remember.
No, we never physically fought.
It's definitely genuine. It's real love between us.
Aw, I heart you all too. Sorry, I just had to add that in there.
Yeah, that pretty much sums it up. I think as we've grown throughout the years, we've had, and I think Princess Fee might have touched on this already. I can't remember, mom brain, but I think that with the many years that we've been friends, and then the different level of experiences that we've gone through in our lives, that we have a lot of, I don't want to say advice, because I'm not the best at giving advice, for the most part. And I think I've grown to this level that I keep it real. I don't really I don't sugarcoat. I don't think I sugarcoat. And I think I only do that with my friends because we have that open relationship. To my friends, because we have that sisterhood, that I think I can be honest with them. So yeah, that's just my 2 cents.
So it's a genuine honesty.
Piggyback off what my other friends have said. Yes, you have to have the trust that we've developed over the years to be able to freely speak how we want to speak. And like Lottie Dottie said, yeah, we may have disagreements or whatnot, but we can still be able to pick back up the phone and talk as if we hadn't spoken, even if we hadn't spoken in a while. The reconnection is always good, and no human is perfect. So it doesn't matter if you're in friendships or romantic relationship, business wise, you have to treat each accordingly. You don't have to agree with everything the other individual, or it may be a group of people, feel. The point is to be able to build off of one another. We build on each other, support each other however we can. We may not like what each other is doing all the time, but you still support, because each of us have our own goals in mind and how we want to go about reaching it. And I think we're always usually open to ideas. And a lot of times it does take, I think, constructive criticism in a loving way, not to tear one of us down. And yes, I do try to keep it 100 as well. And each of us has different, personalities, and it's just all about, to me, it's about the approach you take with each other, and it can still be your girls, we still girls, and still being able to be frank with one another, I think, is where our genuineness comes in.
So genuine, trust, honesty,
real and raw.
Oh, can I add one?
Go ahead.
I know for me, definitely life experiences will change you in a way that it may seem bad at first, and then turns out to be good. But life is the biggest teacher. And that's one thing that's how I know I approach most of my situations, even with my friends. I try to, coming from different perspectives, because we've all experienced different things. And we can share that later on in our future podcast.
I think a big one too is like non-judgment. So for me, the three of these gals would probably say that I'm probably the most harshest. Maybe you might say that harsh means mean, but I'm very much like, here's what it is. We were having this debate the other day about friends that you can vent to versus friends that are like solution oriented. And I was like, I'm definitely the solution oriented friend. Like, I hear you, but I'm ready for us to fix it. And sometimes in that mode, you miss opportunities to be compassionate, maybe have some empathy, and I feel like I can be those things in certain moments, but most times, like, I don't know if any of us mentioned it. Well, I'm 38. I'm not going to speak for everybody else. They may not want to tell you their age, but
I'm 38 because I don't look 38. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it out there. We don't look our ages, so don't crash.
We're pushing 40, and we've been friends for over 25 years. So some of us, Tiana and I, what's that, 10 years old, something like that, 11.
Yeah.
8th grade, we were what, 13? I think, because you 14,
13,
14 years old. Like, we've been dealing with each other through teenage years, early 20s, college, the dumb years of your life, the stupid decision stage of your life. Like, adults, like we've been there. Some stuff I ain't got no more empathy for. Like, we've been doing this too long. Like, we know better, right? And I say we because, I'm not perfect. We're not perfect, or whatever the case may be. But at the end of it all, how I look at it, I'm not going to judge you. And when you put in 25 years of something, you don't just throw that away. There is nothing, I'm not going to say nothing, but it'll have to be some real live cataclysmic shit that one of them will have to do to make me be like, I'm not fucking with you no more. Like, at all, cut you off. I'm not talking to you. Don't ever call me again. I doubt that'll happen. If nothing like that has happened in the 25 years, like, it probably ain't gonna happen now. Now, we've had some instances where we've gone long periods of time without talking to each other. A few of us have had some rifts. I don't know if she won't, to share, but like, one of us and myself had a little bit of distance between us at one point. We were young, and a situation came up, and she didn't feel like I supported her in that moment. even though I felt like I was coming from a place of, you know, love and like, I just want the best for you. But in that moment, that's not what she needed. You know, she needed for me to feel like I supported her. And there was some distance between us, but regardless, it never stopped me from loving her. It never stopped, you know, I never said she wasn't my friend no more. I would call the others and be like, she good? Do she need anything? And if she called me and said, bitch, I need bail money, then I got to get rid of somebody. I'm on the flight. I'm riding. Like nothing would have kept us apart. Like just because in that
By
moment.
the way, we don't get rid of people. That's just a figure of speech. We're not those kind of people. We're not those kind of people.
Don't speak for me. Don't speak for me. Okay. But you guys know what, you know, we mean.
Yeah.
And nothing like it's whatever for these girls. You know what I'm saying? So I think no judgments and just that commitment to the sisterhood. Like you see what happened to that girl down in Mexico. Was it Mexico?
Yeah,
like,
Mexico.
What? Like never. I don't think I'm out here trying to make no new friends, baby. I'm stick beside the ones I got. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not worth it. Just with everything going on. So I think everything that they said is what keeps us together. Is we're honest with each other. We don't judge. You know, we try to have compassion. Each of us have like a role. Lady T is definitely, I think, the most logical one. Like when I need a voice of reason, I call her because she gonna give it to me raw. She gonna give it to me honest, and she gonna be logical. And sometimes I need that because I be 50-50. Lottie Dottie, I call sometimes when I need to be recentered. Like I'm going a little bit left and I need a little Jesus in my life. And I'm like, Lottie, give me a Bible verse or something. Tell me something, right? And she gives like good advice. The Felice is like, I don't want to hear no logic or no Jesus. I need a little bit of ignorance today. And that's in a good way. Like sometimes I just need somebody to just be like, what we doing? We pulling up? Like, come on. The other two not gonna really give me that. So when certain situations come up, we know who I need to call to give me what I need in those moments, right? And I think we all kind of do that with each other. We know who's the safe space for us in that moment in time for when we need what we need. And we all have I think convos, you know, we can tell when someone's off or something's not right. And we all know who to call to say, well, let me call her to make sure this one doing okay or what's going on with that. Because I know in that moment, I can't talk to them because I can't give them what they need or what they want to hear. So I think it's just respecting that and learning your people. And, you know, I think D. Felice kind of touched on that. And just trusting each other, you know, every day.
It's not just advice on friendship because, you know, we got that under control, but it's also like in our different elements. So people will say that I'm the creative one. So if you need something like a creative spark and you need something done, you know, most people will come to me. Or if I need a good recipe or something, I'm definitely going to Dorothy. Or if I don't feel like cooking, I feel like even though I'm a mom, like I can get that mom aspect of something from Dorothy. Like she's the one that I can go to. Like if I need something on that level, I'm gonna call Dorothy. And plus Dorothy and I are in the same city. So I'm like 15, 20 minutes away from her. So if I ever need to escape or she ever needs to escape, I can take my kids to her if my mom's not available. Or she can bring her kids to me if she needs to escape. So I think we relate more now than our earlier years in life. So but I don't know how I got there. But anyway, so like if I need something done in like a business aspect or something, I'm gonna call Felicia. you know, she gonna get me right. Like, I can put something into words and then I'm gonna send it to her and she gonna change those words and make it sound a bit more logical. Not saying that I'm slow. Sometimes I can be mom brain. Um, but I can put it in words and then she gonna make it sound better. But that goes for either one of them. But I know, like, not saying that Felicia don't have time, but she have more time than others because the rest of us are moms. She stay busy. I ain't gonna lie, she stay busy. But if I need her for something like that, then I can call on Felicia. If I have like a medical question or if I feel like I need some words of encouragement, call D Felice because we both have kids that have medical problems. But like I was saying earlier, a little bit before, so Lottie Dottie and I are in the same city, so we're a little bit closer and we can reach out to one another in that aspect of support. Yeah, so we have a closer bond, not a closer bond because we all have a bond, but in the aspect of I need a break, I'm gonna call Lottie Dottie, or I need to go get a drink. We're gonna drop the kids off somewhere. They gonna be watching themselves, and we gonna go get us a drink or a dinner, even if it's an hour, 2 hours. We just to be stressed.
I will say that's definitely a luxury that you and Dorothy are in the same city. That is a luxury that the two of you guys are there. And I know me and D Felice we've talked about that. I know she's talked about that a lot. And I think that that's something that, I mean, I don't know if you mind me saying, but that, like she struggled with not being in the same city, with us. And I know I kind of, struggle with that a little bit. I used to come back home more often. All my family's still there. So at one point I was, going back to Miami, hell, at least once a month sometimes. And I know we would link up, the three of us, and, that obviously, she wasn't able to be there. So that kind of puts a strain on things. And I think that's another one of the reasons why we, started kind of doing these calls or whatnot to reconnect. And I know at one point we were like, oh, we need to go on like girls trips. And we did do that. One time we went to Vegas and that was like a great time. And what was that, 2018 or 2019?
That was 2018. That's when I found out I was pregnant.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Yeah. We long overdue.
2018. Yeah, long overdue.
So we were gonna do 2019, but I forget what happened, and then like COVID hit, and we're just
I had Trinity.
Well, yeah, and we just haven't gotten back on track yet. So we have been talking a little bit about that this year. So definitely in-person connection, I think, is important. Like we can do this all day, every day, but it's nothing like seeing each other in person and laughing and giving each other a hug and, having that physical kind of friendship like that. It just takes things to a different level. So it's definitely a luxury that you guys are able to have that support for each other. And, when y'all are together, please think of me and D Felice.
We spent a lot of hours together yesterday.
And baby, that hair is laid. Can we get a little Dottie? Let's see.
Y'all see me?
Yes, braids by Lady T. She's available for booking. I'm taking booking reservations for her. I'm responsible for her schedule. There is a deposit / booking fee. Just so y'all know.
Non-refundable.
I don't negotiate prices. The price is what it is.
The price is the price.
Okay. But yeah, she does it all with them hands. Okay. I think we covered a lot. The last question was like, how do we plan to continue our friendship, especially kind of with the long distances, and like, how do we get back on track post-COVID? How do we maintain this thing as we approach the big 4-0, right? And I think we've all got some transitions some big transitions coming up with life. One, we're approaching 40, the big 40. That's a big milestone. Relationships / dating / love life. I think we all are in some things. I know Lady T mentioned some things being complicated. Lottie Dottie mentioned, dating and maybe being on the fence about it. Obviously I'm single, ready to mingle. Lise is in something. And so, but I think we're at a critical point when it comes to that area of our lives as well. Some of you guys have teenagers or on the cusp of teenagehood. I know one is about to have a whole adult pretty soon, a 18-year-old, and so
y'all pray for me. Pray for me.
I pray for you every day.
She is 16. Oh Lord.
She's a teenager and she's a Sagittarius, so that says a lot.
Pew, pew, pew. So yeah, how do we plan to navigate that moving forward? Do we continue what we're doing? Do you guys have ideas, suggestions? Like what do you think is going to work for us as we move into this next phase?
I think what
it's like,
we're doing right now is, the best thing. I mean, obviously meeting in person would be better, like more link ups or more vacations. But I think that because of a lot of us, the three of us have younger kids, we don't always have babysitters or someone to watch the kids while we go out of town. It could be public. Like for myself, like my son has a medical condition, so not everybody can watch him. Like my mom knows some things, and then his dad knows some things, but nobody knows him like I know him. Or if a nurse comes in, they know what to do because he's had the same set of nurses pretty much since he came home from the hospital. So it's kind of difficult to just up and leave at this point.
Definitely the communication. Keep the communication going. Whether it's by phone call, whether it's us FaceTiming each other or like we're doing now. Um, Definitely doing that. I do want to do more trips. Y'all know, y'all see my little comments in our in our group chat, like, like if it had ever come, I'll wait on it. But hopefully, with us speaking it into existence, it comes to fruition, and we actually be able to spend that time together. Even if we have to bring the kids, it's not really a vacation for me if I gotta bring them, but whatever.
It's not a vacation if I gotta bring the kids because I need a vacation from that vacation.
Well, maybe we think about doing a cruise because the cruise got the little daycare. They can go to the little teen camp. You can just drop them off.
I second that. I thought about that already.
I'm just saying, you know if I'm suggesting, because you know how I feel about my vacations and then being on vacation.
I just thought about
3, 6, 8 children.
There ain't no vacation.
Just
getting to the cruise gonna be hell. I'm sorry. Can we say hell? Yes. Getting to the cruise is gonna be hell.
But I'm down for the cause.
I would say if we all have different schedules, but if we can at least try to arrange whether it be a local trip within the US, maybe like once every 6 months, maybe twice a year if we could. I think that'd be good. I think we can manage that to link up.
Sure.
Yes, for sure.
Definitely prayer.
We got to get back to we've gotten away from our workbook. We haven't really been doing calls. Like we've been getting on doing fitness, which again, I'm not going to call nobody out specifically, but we ain't been consistent with that. With all 4 of us committing, being prepared, giving our all. Like we need to get back to doing that, like seriously. And then we need to get back to doing, this podcast is supposed to be kind of take the place of our call,
right?
So we need to figure out what that looks like.
Well, that concludes the first episode of the Sisterhoodly Vibes podcast. We hope that you enjoyed things that you heard today.
You guys enjoyed Again, signing off, Lady T, D Felice, Lottie Dottie.
What's up?
Your Princess P.